When we covered Holmgren's energy descent diagram, I pointed out that the shift will not be painless. Ultimately, what do we do? The answer coming from Rob Hopkins in the Transition Towns movement is build resilience. Well, what's resilience? Hopkins offers several people's definitions. He quotes football manager Ian Dowie and says, bounce back ability. He offers the ideas of Brian Walker and David Salt, saying at the heart of resilience thinking is a very simple notion: things change. And to ignore or resist this change is to increase our vulnerability and forego emerging opportunities. In so doing, we limit our options. Or, in asking the question, what would a resilient community look like, Hopkins quotes Neil Adger, who sees community resilience as the ability of a community to withstand external shocks and stresses without significant upheaval. The thing about resilience is it's very different from the guy who learns about peak oil, so he buys a mule and a gun and goes out into the woods prepper style to grow his own food and become completely self-sufficient on his own. Rather, resilience is community-level self-sufficiency. Hopkins and the Transition Towns movement encouraged us to work in a network with our local community, our geographic neighborhoods, helping each other over time to convert to power-down ways, to decrease our carbon emissions, to explore some of the facets of possibilities. When I think about resilience, I like to refer to my little guy on a trampoline. He's jumping up and down on his trampoline, and like that economic sidewalk I showed you in the economics unit, the surface is ever-changing beneath him. But he's figured out how to land and how to bounce. He's flexing and adapting even as the surface changes beneath him. That's what we need to do. We need to learn to flex and adapt as circumstances change around us. The one thing that is certain through the great turning is constant change. Now here's one other thing I'll point out about our little trampoline guy. He has a smile on his face. Somehow, along the way, he's figured out a way to have fun. He's joyful. He's figured out how to cope, figured out how to bounce, but he's figured out how to do it with joy. The choice is up to us, of course, whether we put a smile on our face. But since the rest of your life is going to be lived within the massive shifts and changes of the great turning, wouldn't you want to figure out how to do it and enjoy it?